a heart around, I think that's like Saturn, but in a heart.
Oh, well, thank you for my orbital love, guys. You guys are amazing.
Oh,
I
that's
really
so
appreciate
cute.
it. And yeah, I'm just really blessed that Yanni has even made me a part of her ever evolving business, guys. Like, she is now on Google. She has started from a dream that she has made into reality. And honestly, it's people like her that I really admire, that are hustlers. I talked about it this morning on my story. Like, you don't just talk the talk, you walk the walk. Like, you get things done. Like, you actually make moves and you follow your dreams and you don't give up and you're resilient and you persevere. And those are the reasons why you're here today and why you've grown into what you've grown into. And it's just so admirable. And I'm blessed that I've been, just part of this process. So,
Thank you. I appreciate that, sis. I'm very grateful to God. I'm very happy. Love Solutions is not just a podcast. Love Solutions is, has a lot of purpose. And of course, um, why I created Love Solutions. First of all, why I created Love Conflicts, right? And
yes.
and then transitioned into Love Solutions. And Love Solutions Consulting LLC is my baby. It is something that I am super proud of. I'm grateful to God for, and I just can't get enough of it. And this is why to me, you are the perfect co-host. Even though you are going back to once a month, I'm gonna miss you every week, but um, but you are the reason why I feel like we have built this community of what we believe in when it comes to love and dating, relationships. Um, the fact that we were able to help people on live during COVID. You know what I mean? Like during COVID, people were losing their minds, and we did that for people. You and I, we are unstoppable, and that is facts. So I also want to thank you for your investment into Love Solutions podcast and taking time out of your day and your life to be live with me to spread our love to the world. So, very,
Yes.
very grateful. Um, but show enough. Let's begin this podcast. Um, oh, by the way, guys, season 1 is on YouTube, and season 2 you can find also on YouTube. So just want to let everyone know. All right, y'all. So welcome back to the Love Solutions podcast. This is your girl Sayani.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to season 2. This is your girl, Daria Marie. We are so happy to be here.
Yes. And today's, or wherever you may be listening, however you may be listening or watching, uh, the topic is solutions on how to be patient and honest while searching for love. Why did we choose this topic?
So it's definitely something that is relatable for me, and it's something that I feel like is definitely a trending topic. Even on this app itself, on TikTok, I see a lot of like people who kind of highlight how difficult it is to date nowadays. How difficult it is to find someone that's compatible with you, to be able to really shut out all those external things that really kind of filter into relationships nowadays. Looking at the world, looking at social media, looking at accessibility and all the different things that kind of can knock you down, especially when you have pure intentions and you're looking for certain things in your life. And when we talk about being patient, it's really about trusting the universe, trusting God's timing if you do believe, and really being honest with yourself in terms of what it is exactly that your why. Yanni, you talk about your why all the time. I know with your clients and with your coaching, and we've talked about it before in the past, and just kind of understanding what exactly it is that you need as a person that's going to nurture your soul and the characteristics and traits that you look for in somebody. And my fault is definitely giving chances with things that I know deep down is something that I don't want for myself. And
Mm.
oftentimes people turn a blind eye to red flags. So there's a whole bunch of different subcategories that go along with this topic. And that's why we chose it for today.
That's very well said, because I mean, you gave a breakdown of what I feel a lot of people are going through. Regardless if you're a man or a woman, it is not easy to date in this world. And I feel like we live in a world right now where we want it now. We want it right here, right now. A lot of people don't want to work through it. A lot of people don't want to hear the, oh, you know, you got to put in work, you have to invest, you have to do so many different things to get the outcome that you are searching for, right?
Right.
But patience is something that is key while searching for love, because it is not going to come overnight. It is not going to come when you feel like it. No, because it's also what you're putting out into the universe, right? I believe in the law of attraction. In my opinion, whatever you put out into the world, you shall receive. But if you're doubtful, if you're questioning yourself, if you are literally telling yourself, you know what, I'm not worth it, something is wrong with me, you create these different ideas in your mind of, oh, I should be more like this and less like that. And it really depends. I really want to put that out there, because um you can think you are the perfect person, right? Like, I'm perfect, ain't nothing wrong with me, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing wrong with me, look at me, like, well, what could possibly be wrong with me? The
It's not me,
thing is,
it's you. It's not me, it's you.
it's not me, it's you. Right, right. That's the thing. It's not me, it's you. And and sometimes it's the other way around, where it's like, oh, it's not you, it's me, you know what I mean? Like, it's vice versa, and that can happen. But what I feel a lot of people are failing to realize is that you may not be everybody's preference, you may not be everybody's cup of tea, but someone will take a chance on you, thinking that you can possibly be that cup of tea. So when you get your sip, right? When you get your little sip, it might not taste the best. But does that mean that you are the worst person to pursue?
So I love that you just said it in that way, because oftentimes I get the question like, I don't understand why you're single, or like, is there something, there must be something wrong, like you must have something about you, like do you choose to be single by choice, like how is it that a woman like you is single, like XYZ commentary like that. And I say all the time, like, I think that my answer to that question is similar to everybody else's response, is that I haven't found the person in my life and in my path that I have completely removed myself from the dating world to the single world, and therefore I'm still available. It means that I'm taking my time in finding the correct person, and that the universe and God hasn't aligned me with my soulmate just yet, you know? So it's not
Right.
like there's a pinpoint thing about any individual person that's single, or a reason why they're not in a committed relationship. Now, there may be certain people that are in their healing stages or aren't ready for certain things. And a lot of it is about timing. Um, a lot of it can be like the right person at the wrong time. I truly believe in that as well, because you may, get a sip of that tea, as Yanni said, and they may taste really good for the night, but they might not taste good for your life. So it's
Right.
like you can have things in common with people. You can want some of the same things, and compatibility comes in so many different layers. And I'm actually watching right now Married at First Sight, and it's like the whole idea of this show is absolutely crazy. Like, you literally are matched by professional
Great
matchmakers.
show.
Yeah, you're matched by professional matchmakers. It has nothing to do with looks or aesthetics. You talked about law of attraction. And they match you with somebody based on core values and hobbies and interests and what you're looking for, and, your faith base, or, things that you may be looking for in your life that you want for yourself emotionally. And they match you with this person, and you don't know them from a hole in the wall, right? And it's like,
Nope.
in the beginning, some of these couples are like, I don't even really know. Like, how did I even get matched with this
Yeah.
person? And then they actually spend time with them. They realize that they are so compatible in so many ways. They work on themselves individually while getting to know each other unilaterally. So there's just so many different things and components that go into relationships. And I feel like it's more overwhelming now than it ever was because there's so much more like education and knowledge about it, right? And there's so much more advocacy for really looking for what you want and not settling just because you want to be in a relationship. So I think it makes it harder for people because you know what you want or you don't know what you want. And it could be either polar opposites and you have to do the work to figure that out. At the same time, aligning with finding the right person that's going to actually want to do the same thing that you want to do at the same time.
Right. Right. And
Sounds crazy, right, guys? Like it
it
sounds so
it does.
stressful.
It does. And it is stressful. I don't think dating in today's world, especially in the temperature that we're in right now, the climate of it all, um, people are confused. People are stressed. Dating is not fun for people anymore. It's more, well, it depends. I'm gonna say this. I have a client that is like, listen, I want to be single for the rest of my life, but I want to, date with a purpose. Okay, what is your purpose? My purpose is sometimes I feel lonely. I want to spend a little money on a cute thing. And if she's with it, she's with it. If she's not, she's not. Okay, no problem. Women do this as well. I have a client who she doesn't want to be involved intimately. I mean, and not intimately, doesn't want to be involved relationship wise with someone. She
Emotionally.
just emotionally, there you go. Thank you. Um, my brain is fried today.
Okay. It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. But see, this is why I love you, sis. Always come through. You always come through. So she doesn't want to have that involvement, right? And it's okay. It's okay if, whether you're a man or a woman, you don't want to be involved in that way. Hey, at least you put your intentions out there. This is what it is. Great. It's easy for them. But for someone that actually wants a relationship and is out there searching for that person, it's going to become stressful because the first thing we do in our with that idea of what the ideal person should look like, because that's what we hear a lot of women say, like, my ideal man looks like this, he has to have that, he has to be this way, he got to carry himself that way. And it's like, okay, great, but I always go back to this. You can make a list of 20 top things that you would like in a man or even in a woman, right? 20 things. And you meet somebody and they may not have all 20 things. They might have 10 out of the 20, right? But that's just at the beginning because you just met them, right? You just met them. You just, we're connecting. The flow is there. Everything is just going perfectly fine until that fourth date, excuse me, or that fifth date comes along. And now you're starting to see certain manners or ways that they may move or opinions that they may have or the way they dress, or I don't know, something political might pop up, and next thing you know, now we got to knock it down from the 10 things that they have. Now they only have 5. Now we down to 5 ideal things that I would want in my partner. Because wow, they didn't have the 20, but I'm going to settle for the 10. Great. The thing is, we're not always going to have 100% in someone. I heard, and this is somebody from someone I know. I heard someone tell somebody else, I'm looking for 100%, but you're only giving me 90.
Okay. Do you live on planet Earth or like,
For me, to be honest with you, I would feel some type of way because if I'm giving you 90%, and this is coming out of your mouth, okay, you're looking for 100%, but you're telling me I'm only missing 10% of what you're looking for, but 90%, and you lasted this long with me. Now we're 6 months in, 7 months in, 8 months in, almost a year into this. Now you're telling me that I'm only 90% and this is not going to work for you?
that sounds like a cop out to me, honestly. It sounds like a cop out. It sounds like, because like Ryan said, 100 and a 90 is still an A. Like the hell, like if you're into someone 90% or you're into someone that much, like there's going to be things that aren't going to always fall into place. And this is the part of our topic, guys, that I want to really highlight is being honest, right? So like
Talk about it.
if there's 90% of something that you love about someone, but a 10% is non-negotiable, that's your answer right there. That's just you being honest with yourself and saying like, this is something that I can't see myself being okay with long term, right? Like you have to understand yourself and you have to understand what things are your non-negotiables and what things will completely deter you from wanting to really stay committed with this person or continue to evolve with this person. Like I told you that I went on a date with somebody and he had 4 kids. I knew he
Mm-hmm.
had 4 kids before we went on the date, right? So I didn't feel like it was fair for me to go on the date with him without telling him that it wouldn't go anywhere serious because I'm not going to commit to somebody or invest my time with someone that already has 4 children. Like, and that was already understood. You know what I mean? So there wasn't any
Right.
expectations. There wasn't any like, oh, like if he said, you know what, then I don't really like, want to go on a date. I feel like I'm really looking for someone that's gonna, want to love me for me, accept me for me, want to date long term. Like at this point in my life, like it's so important to be honest. And when you're an advocate for yourself, someone may get upset with you, but at least you're respecting yourself and you're respecting them, whether they see it that way or not. You're respecting them because you're not giving them false hope and you're not, looking manipulative or anything. You're not using someone for a date. Like this client that you said wants to be single forever and just wants to
Yep.
enjoy, a lovely woman and going on a date and doing all of those things. To me, like if you told me that from the jump, I would respect you. And maybe I would go, maybe I wouldn't, depending on the connection or the interest level. But like, at least I know what the circumstances and the conditions are prior to us hanging out because you were honest with me and you told me
Right.
that already from the beginning. Like,
Right.
had this man not told me and then on the date sprung it on me that he had 4 kids out of nowhere, I would have been pissed,
Right.
you know?
Exactly.
Which has happened to
Exactly.
me before. I told you this, Yanni.
Yep.
I think we were actually on Love Conflicts when I told you the story that a man told me he was married mid-date, and I spit my drink out. Like we were talking, and I knew he had 2 kids. That I knew. And we're talking. The drinks are flowing, and I'm like asking my questions, and I'm like, you have kids already. You ever thought about getting married? His next sentence was, I am married. And I literally was mid sipping my margarita and I spit it out. Because not to be, a little TMI, but we were kissing a little bit at the restaurant before we had gone to this other spot to get drinks. So he wasn't in, like we live together, we're married, and I'm just going on a date right now. It was like they're married on paper legally and they're not together, separated, whatever, but you're still married. You know what I mean? So
Right.
like
Right.
that, I said to him, I was like, don't you think that information would have been a little bit more useful before the date? Because like I probably would not have gone on the date had I had known that. So honesty plays a huge role. He goes, I pray for you, because that was like 7 years ago. You don't have to pray for me. It's okay. But it's just like, it sometimes people just aren't honest. And it's like, you may selfishly not want to be honest because you're not owning who you are or owning your truth. And the only person you're hurting is yourself, because
Right.
you look type crazy that you're lying. And that, how do you expect a woman to even respect you after that? Like, I would rather
Right.
walk away with my integrity and my respect with being honest with somebody than lie and put on a front and try to get something out of you that's not authentic. Like it doesn't make any sense.
That was my next point right there. That was my next point right there. if you don't agree to something, I think I sent you, yeah, I did. I sent you a screenshot of what I had posted under, there was this conversation about, I forgot his name, but he was on the Ace Metaphors podcast. I forgot the title of the podcast. I can't think about it right now. Ace Metaphor, we love you. Just by the way, just putting it out there. I just can't. I can't think about the name of the podcast. But I remember the guy was on this podcast and he was talking about waiting 90 days, like how Steve Harvey was talking about. Oh, you make him wait 90 days, but yet this man is spending money on this date on this woman that he doesn't know if it's gonna, if we're gonna move forward or not. Something that I put out there was, this is why it is important to have a conversation with an individual. You'll know by having these conversations with these individuals what exactly their intentions are. No woman is going to waste her time, and I'm saying this, no woman is going to waste her time, okay, speaking to you, having a full-blown conversation with you. And when I mean conversation, I'm talking about max 3 conversations. You will know what her intentions are with you, okay? You will know what the intentions are. And the same thing goes for a man. A man is not, now, especially nowadays, if I'm gonna take you out on a date as a man and I know that I'm gonna spend money on you, in my opinion, and I've said this to clients as well, majority of my clients are men. Like the clientele that I have, majority are men. And things that they express to me, I'm like, you're doing too much for a woman that you just met. You're doing too much in the sense of you're giving out so much of yourself and you're getting bare minimum in return. Get this woman, just because you met them online and you had a conversation with them, just one conversation doesn't mean that they are ready for a relationship. It does not mean that, oh, now all of a sudden, this person also wants marriage. Oh, this person also wants children. Stop making assumptions. Stop making assumptions. Speak and have an honest conversation with them. Let them know. And if they get offended that that's not the person for you, whether it's a man or a woman, their intentions are not to date for longevity. Their intentions is short term. Their intentions is, we're going to go on a date and see what happens, which is fine. You could see what happens. But I feel like when my clients have successful dates, the reason why it's successful is because they are having these conversations. They are being honest. Have they been rejected because of their honesty? Absolutely. They have been rejected where they're like, you know what? I no longer want to talk to you. I'm no longer interested. You're doing too much. Okay, no problem. Then you're not trying to get to know me, to see if, if there are some things that you can tolerate in regards to even seeing yourself in a relationship with me. You know what I mean? You don't necessarily mean right off the rip that you're gonna move forward with this person, but have a few conversations with them and you will know.
That's the key. And what he was saying, Mr. Heal Yourself said, the guy's name was Rico, and I sent you that podcast because from his perspective and what he was saying, like, he was dropping so many gems and so many things that made sense. Like, it may sound harsh what he's saying, but if you really like dig reality to it, like he was saying, if you want to make a man wait 90 days to have intercourse, then you can wait 90 days for him to take you out on a date then. You know what I mean? And it doesn't mean, he's not saying that the two go hand in hand. He's not saying that, your body shouldn't be worshipped and that you should just give it up to every person you go on a date with. But exactly what you highlighted is that, like, if you have enough conversations with this person and take the time to get to know them, talk on the phone, text a couple of days, see what the consistency looks like, have a FaceTime conversation. Like, you can do all of those things. And then if you mutually agree and You go out
Right.
with each other and you wind up on the second date, the third date, the first date, if you want to, being intimate with each other, then so be it. Because
Right.
the interest is mutual. So a man's not
Right.
going to feel any sort of a way if he knows that your intentions and his intentions are aligned. But he's saying,
Right.
like, why should I court you and go out of my way and do all of these things if you're kind of like unsure about me and withholding certain things? It doesn't really align, and it makes 100% sense. Like, I wasn't offended by anything that he said on that at all.
I wasn't offended either. I just right after this, of course, we'll do the solutions, but I just wanted to highlight the climate of where things are for men in today's dating world. Men right now are taking a stand, right? They're taking a stand for that respect that they deserve. I'm not saying that there are men out there that don't deserve that do deserve that respect, because trust and believe, I've been on dates where I am nothing but a lady, respectful, and a man is not respectful. And I would have never known.
Same.
Why? Because of the fact that I didn't take the time to actually get to know this man over the phone
Same.
or through text. Like, get these men on video call, okay? Get these women on video call. If you meet this man in person, or, out somewhere, or if you meet this man or woman in person out somewhere, take your time before you actually go and invest your money, right? Because if the money is so important, and you hold on to that fact that why should I wait 90 days? Okay, he makes a great point. It's hard for men to date in today's world. It is hard because also women are not, they're not wasting their time either. They're just like, okay, well, if you have nothing to offer and all you have to offer is your money, then guess what? I'm gonna take your money, because there are women that are like that. And there are also men that will be like, all right, no problem. So therefore, there should be a balance and an understanding of what we want from one another. As men, I feel like men right now are just, because I remember speaking to my dad about this, and dad was like, listen, a man was made to lead. I've never heard, he's like, this is a new generation for me. This is new to me. But he's like, I know back in my day, we always paid for the woman. It was a man's job to take the woman on a date, to pay for her meal, to pay for our meal, because to be honest, it's not just me on this date, it's her too. And it's not just her, it's me as well. So I'm paying for us to eat and get to know you and have dinner with you. But what's going on in today's world, I don't understand it. So I broke it down to my dad, and my dad was like, okay, I can understand what's going on. I get that. But are they taking the time to really get to know each other?
I feel like
I was like,
90 days is a long time. Like, if your if your connection is that like magnetic and you're really into this person, like, I don't know about you guys, but I don't think I'm capable of waiting that long. Like,
I mean, let me
I
tell you
don't know,
something.
man.
90 days, I could understand why some women may feel this way. There are different circumstances that I feel that a lot of people aren't thinking about when it comes to a lot of these women. There are some traumas that are still there that I had one client, really quick, I'm gonna share this story, where she had been R word. She had been R word twice. And it's hard for her to connect with men. So she lets them know right off the rip, like, listen, this is what's happened to me, and and I'm coming out of my comfort zone. Um, I'm coming out of my comfort zone to just inform you, like, listen, I'm not here to date so that I can sleep with you or take advantage of you. Like, we're going on this date so we could get to know each other. She has put her foot down and has her non-negotiables, which is one mistake that she did make, was that she invited a guy over after the first date, and this guy was trying to come on to her in her home. So all of that to say that there are women that have gone through some traumatic things that is not easy for them to be like, you know what, I'm going to go on this date. because in their mind, they're thinking that every man is out to get them and hurt them. So a lot of women that go through these traumatic situations, they do the 90 days. Like I had this one client tell me that, and I knew it right off the rip because of her what she was saying. I was like, "Have you gone through any type of like assault?" And she said, "Yes." "How did you know?" I was like, "Because of your body language, the things that you're saying. You're overextending yourself to let somebody know to be careful with you, when a man that's a gentleman, that's respectful, will never make you feel that way. If they come aggressively towards you, that should already tell you the type of time that they're on. And if they don't respect the fact that you have gone through such thing, that is not the person for you. So exactly, 90 days can show discipline, restraint, self-control. So it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, but it's not for everybody. You know what I mean? I will say that. Well, I don't know about me waiting 90 days, but that's just me. 30 days, okay. I could do the 30 days. But that's just my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I feel like it's honestly really like even in her situation, this client you're talking about, it doesn't even have to have a day. It doesn't have to have a time frame. It doesn't have to have a cap or a limitation. It could just solely be like when this person makes me feel comfortable enough. Like you don't have to say like,
Right.
okay, by 90 days, like I'm gonna like take an exam and see if like you
Right.
passed, you know? So it's
Right.
like that's also part of the solutions, guys, is she's honest with herself. Like she knows that she has trauma and she knows that in order for her to connect and to feel safe being intimate with somebody, that she
Right.
needs a little bit of time to feel like she's safe and she needs a little bit
Right.
of time to assess the situation. So everybody's different. Everybody has to
Right.
own their truth. Um, you have to own exactly what it is that you want for yourself. And you
Mm-hmm.
have to really take the time to learn who you are,
Right.
understand your past and why you are the way you are today, and what type of person will help you to be comfortable with your past and allow you to, live in it and breathe in it and be in it and be okay and show you something different, like make you feel like that happened to me, but it doesn't define who I am. And you allowed me to feel safe in loving again. You know what I mean? So it's like being
Absolutely.
being honest with yourself is the solution. And we were talking about being patient and being honest because just like Mr. Heal Yourself said, I don't know why I can't say your name today. About it just really does require a lot of patience, and patience, like they say, it's really cliche. It's a virtue. Like it really is a
Right.
virtue when you aren't rushing and when you aren't like pressuring things or forcing things, and you're open and you're honest, you're more likely to have a brighter outcome.
I agree with you 100,000 trillion times infinity percent, because that is what is needed. And you need the patience because you need to go through these different dates for you to figure out what you like, what you don't like. And that is just facts. That's how you learn. That's how you learn and you realize, okay, what am I willing to, out of the 20, he got 10 or she got 10 core values, right? Out of the 10, if she at least has 5 core values. People can change. People can, the way you treat them throughout the relationship after you guys become exclusive, you have no idea the growth that individuals go through in relationships that are actually positive. So I'm glad you said everything you said. And yes, being patient. You don't want to rush into something or force yourself to be in a relationship or date somebody just because you feel lonely. Don't do it. Ooh, oh shoot. Ooh.
Needless to say, Yanni is very passionate about this. Okay.
Yes, it was
um
the cord, guys. The cord got caught.
and a relationship, even though you're gonna come at a level of healing,
Right.
being in a relationship brings you to another level of healing, because committing to someone in itself is you trusting someone with your heart, which is a very scary but could also be a beautiful risk. So
Right.
you're going along this process with somebody else that is aiding in your healing of allowing trust and allowing love to be present in your life again. So the healing just continues, the growth continues. Be patient, don't settle, don't rush, be honest with yourself, and just don't ever forget, what drew you to that person in the beginning. And we always say this all the time, like, speak up. If something
Yeah.
bothers you, if you don't like something, if there's something that you see that you don't like, just be honest about it, because sometimes it may not be something that's so concrete with somebody. Sometimes someone will make changes or grow or evolve out of habits or ways that they treat you or speak to you.
Right.
If they really care about you, they will. So just be
Right.
patient and communicate.
Before we go, I just want to read what Mr. Heal Yourself said. He said, and if the person is genuine, they'll understand that some patience is recommended. That's facts.
Yeah, and Native American one, like, you've said so many things today that are so generalizing about women, and like this is
Yeah.
why women are
It's based
single
off
and
of,
lonely. Yeah, like,
no,
no.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. We need to stop basing our experiences and our past experiences and thinking that every person is exactly like this. What you may see on social media, I'm going to tell you this right off the rip.
He said, "Say the word, Hermana." You just sound hurt, my love. Like, you just sound like real hurt. Like, it shows that you have been hurt, or a woman's done you dirty, or something. Because when
Right,
you speak like that, and you base, like Yanni said, when you base your previous experiences and you just label everybody, that's
right.
not fair. That's not fair to the people that don't fit in that category. So,
It's not, because if you generalize every man and woman as a single person, if you allow these social media videos of these women that you hear going off, these men going off, that doesn't mean that is going to be your experience. Just because you have a connection, or you can relate to what this person on social media is stating about whatever happened in their relationship or in their past, does not mean that you tie yourself to that and generalize everyone. Because guess what? Every date that you go to, whether it's a man or a woman, you are going to officially judge them even before they even say a word. You could speak to them for hours on the phone, okay, and still be like, yeah, this person is trash. Like, I've seen a video and this is exactly what the person was saying. Like,
well, you know what's
cut it
admirable,
out.
Yanni? What's admirable, and I really hope that he's still on here, is that, like, that woman that's your client that experienced that abuse and trauma, like, if she had that mentality, she wouldn't even be dating. She wouldn't even be seeking consulting. She would just be like, every man's gonna abuse me, and men are abusers, and men are this, and men are that. No, she has the mentality and the mindset that I deserve to be loved, and not everybody is gonna treat me this way, and I'm gonna be patient in the process. I'm gonna have
Yep.
my boundaries, and I'm gonna, be careful with who I let into my life, but not everybody's like that. So I'm going to go out there and find somebody that's
Yep.
not going to do that to me. Like, that's the right mindset to have, because you labeling everybody, you're just cutting off all of your options, and you're not going to ever find the right thing.
Literally. Right. And a black man of peace, thank you for saying this. His past experiences has to do with his internal self and what he's attracting.
Right.
Mic drop.
Mic
Okay?
drop.
Mic drop. Period. Okay, honey. Period.
Honey!
Okay. Okay.
This is why we love
So,
you guys. This is why we love you guys, because you come on
bing
our
bong.
podcast. Bing bong. You guys come on our podcast and you literally help us with solutions in the middle of our
Yes.
conversations, and we're so grateful. And I can't thank Mr. Heal Yourself. I said it correctly. I can't thank him enough for highlighting so much about our mindset and how rare you and I are, and the reason why we're not offended by certain things, or why we advocate for men, or why we're so open-minded about things, is because we have a mature mindset, and because
Right.
we don't label, and we don't hurt people. You have to do the work on yourself to be able
Right.
to just understand and be empathetic. We're all living in a world that is not in our favor right now. So the best thing we can do is just spread love on ourselves and on others.
Period. And That's literally all the solutions we have. Okay.
He
So,
says, the minute anyone here, honey, you gotta look.
right. Okay. So,
Where is my honey?
where is honey?
I don't. She's sleeping over there. But just so you know, also
Oh,
like my kitten's name is Honey. So
that's why.
every time
Yes.
Yanni says it's hilarious. She probably looks at us
Yes.
like, "Why are you calling me?" Like
Right.
he
Right.
said, "I've been through some shit, but I give a woman the benefit of the doubt until I'm shown otherwise," and that is the best way. And honestly, like
Mhm.
you're only doing yourself and them a favor because someone can really prove you wrong, and you would miss out on a good
Literally.
woman. Miss out on a good woman if you're just gonna not give them a chance anyways. But do your homework first. That's what we're saying. Do your homework and be patient. Be honest as well.
Exactly. Be honest and be patient, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's Love Solutions podcast episode on solutions on how to be honest and patient while searching for love. All right, y'all. This is season 2. Again, just a reminder, Daria will still be a part of the podcast. She's still going to come on, but she will be going back to once a month. And just so that everyone is aware, I will be having, while she's not on the podcast, there will be other co-hosts that will be coming on. Some of y'all are already in the chat room, in the comments that I'm going to reach out to host with me. Okay, so look
Yes.
out. Season 2 is very different. Go and subscribe Love Solutions podcast on Spotify, Apple. We're also on YouTube. You can find us on Instagram, Love Solutions Podcast. And if there's any topic that you would like for us to offer solutions to, the Love Solutions Podcast at gmail.com.